All right, I do want to say a really big thank you to Banggood for sending me these tools and giving me the opportunity to take a look at them and adding them to my tool collection to make great content for you guys. Growing up, Made in China had a really bad reputation, but as I've gotten older and I've purchased tools myself, I find that the same reputation that Made in China used to have is not quite the same anymore. Take, for instance, my Harvey table saw. You would never associate the brand name Harvey with China, but in fact, all of their tools are manufactured in China, and Harvey is currently one of the more popular brands. That being said, there's a lot of well-known Made in China brands, such as Harvey, but then you also have brands like Banggood, Enjoy Wood, and Hongdui, which are not quite household names, and they are the sponsor of this video. So today we are going to be taking a look at some of their tools, and well, we're going to see if they're any good. Now, this is a sponsored video, but I will let you know I have a very particular language in which I talk to potential sponsors, where I have to be able to say whatever I want about the tool. If there's information they want me to pass along, I can pass that along, but otherwise it's all my opinions. That being said, we can look at reviews elsewhere for these tools as well. Don't just take my word from it. Keep that in mind. All right, so the first package we're gonna look at is this one right here. So this is a straight guide for doing quick cuts. You can use it for your router or your circular saw. Might be able to make it work with a track saw. So it's a clamp, essentially. So it seems like if there's nothing in it, it doesn't really do much for clamping. All right, so yeah, so essentially you'd make your measurements, this way or this way on both sides, and you'd line it up, get it nice and square, and then you clamp down. And in theory, I should be able to pick this up. It should have pretty good clamping force. Seems to be clamped on there pretty good. So I don't know if you will be able to see it, but there's a tiny bit of flex. So this is just over 24 inches, which is, I don't think I've done a cabinet shorter than 24 inches, or longer than 24 inches. So I think this would be pretty good for doing cabinets and stuff. If you're doing your dados with your router, I use the Freud undersized router bits, specifically for plywood and making cabinets when I do it. So this will probably actually come in quite handy. All right, so I threw on my router base here a oversized oversized plywood bit, and I'm just going to actually probably start this way and just run all the way down this, and then I'm gonna see if this piece of plywood fits. I mean, that won't have anything to do with the ruler, but that's gonna be my test. Seems to work. All right, so again, we have another tool that seems to work pretty well. It's a clamp, it's just kind of a... So let's set this one aside and move on to the next tool. All right, so the next product we're looking at is actually another router base. I've got a little bit more faith in this one fitting because it is much larger. Okay, so this one has this large plastic kind of base on here, and I'm going to take it off. Now, I'm pretty sure this one is gonna fit. I think I could fit this on my large router actually. And I'm actually excited about this one because it adds a lot of stability ability when it comes to routing things out. It also looks like you can use this with inserts. It is actually compatible with these little guide bushings. They have a name, I forget what they're called. I've actually never used them. I actually really like this system for setting it up. It works very nice. So far all the screws are going back exactly where they're supposed to, which is good. So I have just a little roundover bit here on the bottom, and I'm just going to run it down this edge and see if it's more stable. I'm pretty sure it will be, but we're just gonna give it a shot. Yeah, it does what it's supposed to do. This plastic gets very scratched up very quickly. But the rest of it works fine. Cool. I think if you really wanted to, you could replace this plastic, use this as like a guide and replace it with wood, and that'd actually look really nice. Yeah, this one works. Don't know what else to say, but it works. I know what this next one is, and I think if any of these tools are going to have any controversy around them, it's going to be this one. For this next one, I actually need my crosscut sled because it's for the crosscut sled. Kind of. It's for making crosscut sleds. So this one is the new Tablesaw jig square device. And immediately, if you're on YouTube and you're familiar with a certain YouTuber by the name of Jonathan Katz Moses, you will recognize that this looks awfully similar to something else. The idea of this, and it's actually a genius idea, so I have to give full credit to whoever came up with it. Now, my jig has already been used, so it's kind of this separating it more. Making ourselves a new crosscut sled. I'm going to be recycling the back of my old one because it's still nice and flat, but we're going to make a new bottom and new rails, and hopefully it goes pretty good. However, if you're going to do a plunge cut, you do need to remove your riving knife. Otherwise, your blade will not be able to pass through. Luckily, mine comes off pretty easy. And we grab this guy. Bring him back to its in line where we want this to be. And once you have it here, again, we're not using this to help square it. This is the square. And we clamp to this. And now, in theory, this should be perfectly 90 degrees. Now this piece on the back doesn't need to be square. I'm just doing this to connect both of these together. All right, so square it and square it. We're square. So I can't find where Katzmo's version is made, but they are identical in function for what they do. That being said, I do not have the precision equipment to actually test if this is as accurate as his version. That being said, I think it's pretty cool, and if it works to make a square jig, awesome. Now we're on to the last tool. I'm pretty excited for this one. There's some assembly required, so I'm just going to shoot the camera down and we're gonna put it together. This right here is supposed to fit inside your router, kind of like a bushing. The silver mounts that I'm playing with, they're not supposed to be on the bottom like this. They are used on the sides to hold the jig in place for cutting out holes and things such as that. I could not figure out how to use this for G-screws, which is what I wanted to use it for, without building some other kind of apparatus. I believe there is a way. I feel like I've seen videos on similar things like this, but I just could not figure it out. So if you know how, comment below please, because I'm really curious and I do want to try this out. You can use it to make large holes. Say you're doing you're installing a router table. You can use it to do big radiuses because they have this, right here they have this guy with a pin. So you can stick your pin in there and you hook your router up on here and you can, clamp it down and adjust where you want it. And that allows you to essentially use this as a circle cutting jig as well, which is pretty cool. They've got, okay, so they have these little guides here and this actually super easily pop in like that. They lay pretty flush, and then you can use screws in these and clamp them down to or install them on your surface. And that still allows you to adjust the majority of this for doing other projects, which is pretty cool. Okay, so for this, I have not found a direct use for this tool yet. Really no holes that I need to cut out of anything right now. So it's definitely a tool that you'd buy if you need it. It allows you to size up holes, and it feels a little bit loose when you're moving around, but once you start tightening it down, like you can see, immediately I tighten that down. It looks like it went to 90. I'm gonna use another made in China tool to test it. It's like perfectly 90, and doing that. Try. Yeah, like just pulling up on it, it's scraping. It's been well machined and it locks down to 90 degrees, which is awesome. It's what you'd want from some of this. I just don't have a use for it right now, so I can't speak too much to it other than it feels good, it looks good, and it seems to be square. I have had these tools for approximately a month, maybe a month and a half now, and the one that gets the most use is this router plate. It's very good. A lot of people have made these by hand, and I was far too lazy to do that, and I have to say that this one worked very well. Now, if you guys are interested in seeing more tools like this, let me know, and I can maybe reach out to them and see if they want to do this again. We can look at other tools. All right, I do want to say a really big thank you to Banggood for sending me these tools and giving me the opportunity to take a look at them and adding them to my tool collection to make great content for you guys. If you're coming across this tool video and you're not familiar with me, I don't just review tools, I do it occasionally, but for the most part, I make small projects around the garage, and they're somewhat entertaining, somewhat goofy, and yeah, that's about it. Thank you all for watching, and if there's nothing else, I will see you in the next one.